I'm looking for the Esters, the system changes. I'm trying to see if I can bring a couple of people along with me. Ephesians 6 and 12, warrior foe. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but principalities, powers, rulers of darkness in this world, spiritual wickedness in high places. So women, take your position, stop wishing they help fix the system so we can get straight through this mission. God looking for some essence, the system changes, and wishing that everybody stand up for something they believe in. The times 2012, he picked this generation for a reason. Multi-talented season. The depressing and all the stressing.
Good morning to everyone out there. Y'all tuned in with author Reshaunda Blanks, which is me, Divine Deliverance. I'm on with Anthony Straughter and also Dr. Knowledge.
Good morning, good morning.
Well, Dr. Knowledge, how does it feel for us to have our own TV show and we're just starting out?
It feels good. It's a real blessing. I was last night when you called me, I was fishing actually, and when you told me about it, I was fishing out, and I said, thank you, Jesus. So, real excited. This is our first time, so I say praise God once again for this opportunity. So I figure we're not no professional actors and actresses, so we just roll with the flow and just let God lead us to,
Yeah, well, that sounds good. First of all, I would like to thank God for being in His presence and giving us this opportunity, because this is a great opportunity for us. I would like to mention that we are people, we're from the streets, and we changed our life. And our calling, our testimony and calling is right here and right now. First of all, I wanted to discuss what we're doing. We're taking the streets to another level. I would want to put it like this. We're taking the streets to another level. We're trying to transform all the streets of destruction into productiveness and knowledge. Well, that turns back to Dr. Knowledge. Dr. Knowledge is a good subject. It's a good subject. It's a good thing for the communities and all. And tell me a little about yourself, Dr. Knowledge.
Well, first of all, like I say, I'm from the streets. I'm a convicted felon. And I'm not ashamed to say I'm a convicted felon, dealing with a lot of people. Some people say, man, don't tell people that. And I'm like, why not? I'm not a convicted felon for touching kids or raping people. I'm a convicted felon for selling drugs. So that's part of my testimony of where I came from. So I'll get that out. I'm a convicted felon. I'm not ashamed of it. Whoever you are, that's what Dr. K stand for. The Dr. K movement actually is my nonprofit, letting you know, just because you're a convicted felon, don't let that hinder you from trying to go into society and try to better yourself, or don't let that, make people think they're above you because you are a convicted felon. As long as you haven't taught any kids, rape people, stuff like that, you made mistakes. It's no different than people who's doing taxes. It's no different than people who's giving their people hookups in the stores that they work in. Wrong is wrong. So, and Dr. K is a brand name that I started up when I was incarcerated. I did 3 years and 10 months in jail for selling for drugs. And I was in jail one night and got up. And there's a bunch of guys up in there that's ex-doctors, lawyers. I was an avid reader when I was in jail. And I'm like, man, look at all this talent up in there. Mostly it was a bunch of young brothers up in there. And I'm like, man, look at the talent up in there, just going to waste. And that just empowered me to do the Dr. K whole thing. So the Dr. K was Dr. Kip, was still for knowledge is power, but dealing with trademark issues, we had to change it to Dr. K, which stands for Dr. Knowledge, which is my brand name. And to have the nonprofit, which is the Dr. K movement, and that's geared towards convicted felons, helping re-enter them into society, letting them, basically just letting them know you don't have to let nobody feel they're above you because you're a convicted felon. Actually, I just pulled 2 guys off the street. One is a truck driver now, and one graduated welding school.
Wow, that's awesome. And see, the last time when I came on this show and I was interviewed, and I didn't even know God was going to see it fixed to have my own TV show. And I came alone, and I promised the pastor that I would bring someone back. And this is the impact because we're, we're Christians now, we changed our life and all, but we're people like straight from the streets that God has transformed. God is here to show the impossible possible, and he's moving in our lives. 20 years ago, we wouldn't have had the time to come and host a TV show or something. We was out there in the streets of destruction. So this is amazing, and we drawing in people. We trying to draw in people to create their success and get off the streets and wasting your time. Time is very valuable. Today is the day to create and start your success. And to all my Christians out there, I started from being raised from my great aunt, Aunt Rowena Smith. She's from Fifth African Baptist Church, over 1 million followers on YouTube. And she raised me. I wasn't raised to get into the things that I got into in my life, but I had to go through what I had to go through for God, and I was already chosen. I was already a chosen vessel from being attacked in all the areas in my life. So this is a blessing, and this is great, and we're drawing, just with us being two people from the streets and have transformed our lives into a productive, knowledgeable, and civilized lifestyle. We're looking to draw in others. I'm looking to have our show packed. I'm looking to have guests come on the show from the streets, from selling drugs, so whatever they may have done, just looking for change in their life. So we're looking for people, we're drawing in, and we're trying to draw in the people from the streets. We want the Christians to also back us up, but we're looking for the people that's lost, the lost coins, Luke.
Exactly.
And
let me ask you this here. What make you think people listen to you? People from the streets. What make you think people from the streets, people that we're trying to reach, like little girls the girls and females that you're after, and the men and young men who I'm after, what make you think people listen to you?
Well, I would think they would listen to me after all I have been through from a teenager. Started out, like I said, about my book. Last time I came on, I talked about my book. It's called The Event, Elected to Purpose, My Testimony and Calling. It's From the Streets Changed My Life on Duty with Christ. Well, all the things that I've been through in the streets, teenage pregnancy. I also have all that in my book about teenage pregnancy, everything that these these teenagers or people in the streets are going through right now. I've been through it all, and I survived. It was a storm, and it was serious, and a lot of people had gave up on me and counted me out as a loss. But God stepped in to show the impossible possible, and a lot of our people are lost. They have given up on themselves, and then with the people around them looking down on them like they next to nothing. The same way people did me, but look what God has done me now. I'm an author, I'm a speaker, radio talk show, have this TV show, got books out. We're doing mentor modeling and stuff like that. And the same thing with you. You've been in the streets. You was out there in the streets, whatever they want to call slinging, banging, or whatever. And God transformed your life. You went to prison, got railroad and everything. So we are the perfect, this is our calling. We are the perfect people to draw in our saints, to draw in our people from the streets, because everybody out there is not bad people. We're not thrown away. We are somebody. We're not next to nothing.
Exactly.
So that's why I think people will listen to me if they could hear my story, just to get my story out there with all I have been through. I got pregnant at the age of 13. That's inside my book, what we'll talk about, and how our young people are reaching death way too early and being exposed to too much. And like I say, my great aunt is Aunt Rowena Smith from Fifth African Baptist Church. They raised us in the church house and stuff, just like your mama raised you, a wonderful mom. You it's still a blessing. My mom is dead, but you still have a super mom. She bends over backwards to be there for her kids, and that's a blessing, So we didn't start out like this. Our lives got attacked with the streets. We jumped off the porch into the streets, and now it's great. I think that they will listen to us because of our past.
Well, I guess I'm gonna ask myself that same question. I think I think the men that listen to me, the guys who listen to me, because there's a bunch of people, guys that follow me and listen to me, and take some of the suggestions that I give them and they kind of apply it to their lives. I jumped off the porch when I was 15. I was in school, actually. I was a good student in school. A little class clown here and there, whatever. But actually, for the most part, I was a good student in school. But even though my mom did an excellent job raising me, my grandfather was there to help, to show me to be a man, as far as he was around me. I never had a solid male role model. Every male that was in my life was just just sorry. It wasn't nothing. It was whoremongers, thieves, and I was just around a bunch of whoremongers. That was the men that was around me telling me all kind of stuff. Boy, you better make kids, man. You better sleep with these here. You better sleep with this woman and this. And that was the thing that was taught to me from a male point, the males that was in my life. To whereas I have a lot of kids. I have 7 kids, 1 on the way. But the difference is I'm in all my kids' lives. Every last one of them know each other. All of them get taken care of. I have one in Clark University right now in Atlanta to be a OBGYN. My other kids, straight A students, AB students. So and when I jumped off the porch in the Lafitte Project. I love St. Rose, and I'm running the Lafitte Project, and I'm running with all these guys. I'm feeling I'm from the country, so I have to prove myself. So I'm trying to fit in, and I'm doing all the things that they're doing. And all while they're looking at the bigger picture that wasn't me. But I think I had to go through those things to make me who I am now. That's why people listen to me, because the things that I went through, to go into prison. I went to jail with some weed that was found 200 yards away from me. I actually got railroaded. The officer got on the stand and told the police told the jury that I told her it was my weed that was found in the streets. So even though I was mad about going to jail and being railroaded, it really was a blessing, because that's what the Dr. K brand name and that's what the Dr. K movement started from, in jail. And I looked at all the talent up, and then I just looked at myself and sat down like, man, we cannot beat this system, because the system is designed to trap us. We can't beat the system, but we can beat them with this here. So that's where the Dr. K brand name came from, you know what I'm saying? We can't, the guns, picking the guns up, they have something for us, you know what I'm saying? That's their business now. The prison system, that's their business. To put us away, to have us in there, having our family spend all this money on phone calls and all these high price items in the store called commissary. People from been to jail, y'all know what's up, the store, making store. All the high price store, the phone calls.
Yeah.
Family members who's listening, watching, the $3, $5, $10 phone call for your loved ones to call home. So we can't beat the system, but we can beat them with the system. And that's what they're scared of, and that's what Dr. K tried to promote, letting you know that use your brain. Use your brain. Your brain, use your knowledge, use your brain. And that's what they're scared of. And I try to take that and go back, and when I talk to people, I don't sugarcoat nothing, just like we're on TV right now. We're doing this, there's no scripts around. We're doing this naturally. We're on the way here. Me and Reshaunda talked about what we're going to do. I said, man, we're not no paid actors. We be ourselves. We're from the streets. We're not ignorant, though. We're going to be ourselves and let it flow, and that's what we're doing. So that's why I feel people listen to me, because I am who I am. I've never sugarcoated nothing. I've always had leader tendencies. I've always stood out on my own. I never was a follower, and people just listen to me, and I have impact on people.
Okay, now about the Dr. Knowledge T-shirts. This is my favorite one right here. Let's see what this one says. Okay, this is my gun. Could you explain this T-shirt here, the Dr. Knowledge T-shirt?
The This Is My Gun shirt, basically it was just to let people know, this is my gun. I know I can't beat you. When I saw I got railroaded, and the extent that the court system went through to railroad me, and I'm like, man, I paid a lawyer $6,000, and he was in on railroad. And when I was in jail, there was the first shirt that I thought of. This is my gun. Letting people know, use this here. That's what they're scared of. And that's why this shirt came about. Letting you know that we use our brain to raise our kids.
Now, see, the characters on there. I see one with a graduation cap on, so that's a graduation student.
There's somebody graduating. I have one that's a police officer, meaning the military system, any kind of military system. I got Dr. K in the front with his hand to his brain. I have someone in the doctor uniform, meaning the medical field. And I have someone reading a book, which can be the Bible.
Okay, and see, this is what I love. This is the impact. Now, you asked us earlier, will people listen to us? Okay, this is some stuff from, all right, this came about, this is from struggles to success. The Dr. K came from about you being in the streets and stuff and ended up getting caught up, going to prison, a convicted felon, and switch your life, around. So this is my gun. You know how people out there shooting, slinging, banging, all that. Well, this is our gun. We come in with knowledge.
Exactly.
We're not going to let the enemy keep taking us out. You know, the enemy is out to kill, steal, and destroy. And Satan's playground is getting fuller and fuller about us having lack of knowledge. It's lack of knowledge where we are in, and that's where we are coming. That's the purpose of this is my gun. Instead of you out there ready to get upset, can't control your emotions, can't control your anger, and about to kill somebody, that's gonna affect. You know how many people that's gonna affect? That's gonna affect everybody. Because if you go do something, shoot somebody, kill somebody, that person is gonna be dead. They gotta plan a funeral for them. You're gonna be in jail. Your family have to. All the money that the system is trying to get out of us. When we could just, bow down, we could surrender and ask, because a lot of people want change and deliverance, but don't know the direction to go in. So we're here to show y'all, we are people helping people. We are people from the streets helping other people, and these are real connections that we have. The T-shirts, like the T-shirts were the greatest idea. Now this second T-shirt right here, okay, a lot of our people on the streets, different races, there's no certain race. A lot of our people on the streets have been to prison, out of prison, and really the criminal system has become a revolving door. People going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and it's designed for us to fail. So this is I'm gonna let Dr. K, I'm gonna let him explain his own.
This is the logo for the nonprofit. And as you can see, you have a convict, someone in a prison uniform with a handcuff on, giving knowledge back to a kid. And in any neighborhood, it don't matter where you are, a child or someone is in the street or listen to or they'll grasp something from somebody who's walked that path and not saying this all the time, but compared to somebody who never walked that path. If you go in a neighborhood and you have a big dog that was considered a big dog in the neighborhood, and he come home from jail, or if he's still home, if he's never been to jail, somebody that's out wilding or listen to him first before listening to somebody who never walked that path. So this is the logo for the nonprofit, and this is when I had my dad. Nine kids, 8 different women. And my dad really wasn't enough for none of his kids. And I'm really, that curtail made me do what I'm doing with my children. Actually, the 2 kids I just found out about last year, I didn't even know anything about them. I went looking for these kids. I went looking for any rumor, I heard this girl had a baby. I went looking for any rumor because I'm not about to work with children. I'm not about to do any programs with children. I'm not about to be in a relationship with a woman that have children, knowing that I have children somewhere that could be mine. So that's how I found out about my last 2 kids. And Phil, us men, we have to step up, man, because a lot of us that's out there that's growing up in single parent homes, we have daddies that's right there in the next town over, whatever, and don't even ride right past the town, our house or whatever, don't even stop and say, hey, son, or whatever. And if you really look at the kids that's out there wilding, they don't even have no daddies around or no male figures around, but their daddies stay uptown or their daddies stay, we from St. Rose, so their daddy might stay in Kenner or Narco or whatever the case may be. And their children right there just screaming for attention, but the only way they're getting attention is through the streets or whatever. Instead of us as men stepping up being a man to go and grab these kids. Come on, son, I love you. Come on, daughter, I love you. Instead of having all these strong women that's out here now raising these kids to be men. And not saying that they're not doing a good job, but these kids, These kids need men in their lives. Men, we need to step up to be in these kids' lives instead of before the jail system raise them, before they get caught up in that system, or before you go with your girlfriend and go take care of her kids, or you go.
Okay, y'all back on with us. It has been a blessing. We're getting ready to wrap the show up, but I also want to close out with talking about Sister Serena Washington. We're in business together, Second Covenant. We'll be talking about that also on the second half of the show, but I want to mention my website is reshaundaBlanks.weebly.com. That's ReshaundaBlanks.weebly.com. And also Second Covenant. We also have a Second Covenant website too that you all could go on also. And Dr. Knowledge, would you like to get out your?
Yes, my website is www.theletterumustlearn.com, and you can go on that website and see exactly what exactly that the Dr. K movement do and what Dr. K stand for, and you'll see that it's not a game. You go check out the blog sections and check out the T-shirts, and just see it's not a game. We're serious about what we're doing. Reshaunda's serious about what she's doing, and I'm like the male version. She's like the female version because we both have we both walk the same path, and also have a nonprofit, which is www.drkmovement.org, and that'll show the people who I pulled off the street, and it shows the different activities that I did with the nonprofit. So those two entities are how you can check out the Dr. K name brand and see what Dr. K do. It's www.theletterumustlearn.com and www.drkmovement.org.
Okay, and I want to also say my website again is Reshaunda Blanks, ReshaundaBlanks.WEEBLY.com. And I also would like to give y'all the number to our radio show. We host a radio. I'm a co-host to a radio show, which we'll be talking about that on the next show. The number to the radio show is area code 347-838-9299. So tune in with us on the radio show, you guys. It's a great thing we got going on Sundays at 6:30 p.m. and catch us on Mondays at 10:30 a.m. Overcomers.
So how do you feel about our first episode?
It's very nice. It's very nice. At first, I was nervous on the way, but
I mean, we real. I mean, there ain't no script. There ain't no acts. Ain't no scripts going on. We here. This what we have been talking about. This what God have us at right now. This is being filmed in the church right now. So let everybody know this is not fake. This is not, and we're not up here with no scripts. We're up here being us. This is, so you think we're doing all right?
Yeah, I think we're going all right. We got to get used to this TV stuff, but everything's going great. And I want to let you all know, whatever you may be going through out there, somebody out there watching this show, whatever you may be going through, if you're a mother with a daughter out there that's strung out on drugs, kids being neglected, if you got a son that's out there selling drugs, if you got a son that's doing time right now, he owns some drug charges or any kind of, whatever mother's out there that's mourning behind her son, living a life of crime, living that street life where he in penitentiary or prison doing time right now. I just want y'all to know my heart goes out to you all, to the mothers out there, that's mourning about their kids, and just know, don't give up on them, that they'll be fine. They'll be okay. God is with them, and he's got them covered, and he has a calling on their life, and they shall have their testimony, and they will become an overcomer. So don't give up. Whoever's out there watching me on TV, just know that God put me on this TV screen for a reason. He put me on this TV screen to draw in the people that then gave up on their faith, the people that's sick, handicapped, going through anything. Don't give up. God has a plan for your life. So stay tuned in with us and get used to seeing me. I'm author Reshaunda Blanks. I will be all over the place because God is going to use me. He's going to use me for his greatness, and I'm excited about it. I have energy for this, the same energy that I was using out there when I was in the streets. You know, I'm using the same energy for the lighthouse of God to bring people into his kingdom and not to be perfect, holy moly and all this, because everybody always want people to be perfect, and nobody's perfect out here.
That's the first thing they see. You have people that'll sit around, the very first thing you do, oh, look at them. And they call themselves, I won't be in God. Or look at them, they call themselves, won't be holy. Man, y'all stop with all that foolishness, man. There's only one perfect person, that's God. So quit scrutinizing people, if you see people trying to do right and do wrong, you see them do one thing, don't let that hinder, don't let that make you look down on a person because you see them if your life's so perfect or whatever, then you go get up there and go be with God or whatever. But stop trying to, scrutinize people or whatever because we're trying. We're not in the same place we used to be. We're not, we're not what we need to be. But we're not the same people we used to be.
And that's what God wants, and that's what matters the most. And we're going to make a big impact because of where we come from the streets, change our life. Now we on duty, making moves. We're making moves, and it's the glory, and I give God the glory, because he fixed it. He saw fit for us to be able to do this, and it's just a blessing. And get ready for our next episode.
Roger that.
I'm looking for the Esther's, the system changes. I'm trying to see if I can bring a couple of people along with me. Ephesians 6 and 12, warrior foe. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but principalities, powers, rulers of darkness in this world, spiritual wickedness in high places. So women, take your position, stop wishing they help fix the system so we can get straight through this mission. God looking for some essence, the system changes, and wishing that everybody stand up for something they believe in. The times 2012, he picked this generation for a reason. Multi-talented season. The depressing and all the stressing.